Hi, my name is Barb Herrera, and I'm here to talk to you today about my DEXA scan. This is health at any cost. I started on April 22nd of 2022 at 405 pounds, and today I weigh 140, which is a little bit lower than I really am terribly comfortable with. So I'm actually in maintenance and I'm aiming to stay right around 150. I'm 5'1", 63 years old. And yes, I have lots and lots of skin. I have lost 265 pounds, which is a lot of weight. So I'm going to have a lot of skin. That's just the way it goes. Last year's DEXA scan, the guy said to me when he saw how much muscle I had that he was really surprised how much muscle I had. Now, I'm doing this because with the GLP-1s, people are always talking about our muscle loss. We have to eat protein, 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 which is true, absolutely true. And I was really worried about my muscle loss because I've lost so much weight. And a lot of people said that it would be about 50% of my muscle has gone. So I needed to do the second DEXA scan. Did one last year, did one a couple weeks ago, and I'm really happy to explain to you exactly what it is that my results were. Since last year, I have lost 23% of my body fat. 23%. Now, let me tell you too, with the muscle loss, the thing is, a lot of times what they say is that you lose between 25 and 40% with great weight loss. Even when I had the gastric bypass, they said that I would lose 25 to 40% of my weight and muscle. So I was really nervous because so many people said 50% of weight loss is going to be muscle. So I was really concerned. I had the BioDexa scan last year, found a guy who did it. It was only 125 last year, 100 this year because of a Black Friday sale. So, yes, 23% of my body fat was gone between last year and now. 35% of that fat loss was in my abdomen, in my belly. 35%. I used to have a big round belly like I was pregnant, as did all of the people in my family. I have diabetes. My hemoglobin A1C when I started was 9.0. Today it's 5.0. So I'm really, really excited about that. But yeah, I had this big, giant Santa Claus belly, and we're in December now. So Santa Claus is appropriate. And it was not attractive. And now, and also not healthy, not just not attractive. And now my belly is flat, flat, flat. When I lay down on the bed, my belly goes, and the skin goes, and I have a flat belly. I can actually see my hip bones, which is, I don't remember ever being able to see my hip bones in my entire life. Let's see here. Out of weight loss that I had between last year and this year, 65.3 pounds of that was fat. I lost 63 pounds of fat alone. I did. And then the muscle loss. Out of my over 140 pounds of weight loss between last year and this year, 7% was muscle loss. I have lost 4.7 pounds of muscle out of those 65.3 pounds. So that gives me 7% muscle loss. I am so proud of myself. Now, I was a vegan and then a vegetarian as I started the medications. But when the first hint of needing more protein that they talked about, I added poultry and fish. I don't like fish a whole lot, so I don't do a lot of that. But poultry, and I usually have some chicken every day. I eat mostly lean cuisine and healthy choice, and then I augment on top of that. Um, it's just what I do. I don't cook, so that's what I'm eating. Yell at me if you want. It's working. So I add chicken to it, and then I also eat some plain chicken every day as well to augment it. And I'm just thrilled. He was absolutely stunned that I had lost so little muscle because I really do have a lot of sagging skin. Remember, I'm 5'1". All the charts say that I should weigh about 115 to 120. My weighing 140 kind of freaks people out, including people in my family, because I've never been this small. I think the last time I was 140 was on my way up to 280. And I probably was in eighth grade, maybe ninth grade when I weighed 140. I had a gastric bypass in 2001, and the lowest I got was 150, and I got there for a day, and then I went shooting back up again. The visceral fat, the fat in the abdomen, the fat in the belly area, the reason why people again get really big bellies, like beer bellies, is because of the visceral fat. That is fat that surrounds not just the organs, but it also fills up muscle. So the fat seeps into it, but it was all over. I had fatty liver disease. My pancreas had fat around it. I had fat around my intestines. And there was so much last year that he couldn't even measure it. The measurement went to 6. So that meant that I had 6+ pounds of visceral fat around my organs. 6+ pounds. This year, I am happy to say I am under 1 pound of visceral fat. I have 0.09 pounds of visceral fat. I am so thrilled. Now, my liver disease is gone. My kidney disease is in the normal range. My pancreas looked fantastic. Every organ, he said the fat had just vanished in my body. I am so proud of myself. I have worked, I'm going to cry. I've worked so hard to be able to be this healthy. When people talked about the muscle loss, they talk about, oh, you're going to get osteopenia, you're going to have sarcopenia, which is muscle wasting. And now that I'm 63, they bring it up a lot because you can fall and break a hip because you have osteopenia or osteoporosis. I've had osteopenia for at least 10 years. And it was exactly the same as it was last year. And I've had serial DEXA scans, bone DEXA scans, and my osteopenia has never gotten any worse. I'm on a calcium supplement that I take every Monday now. It's a prescribed one that they give to people for bone growth when it comes to osteopenia and osteoporosis. Less than 1 pound visceral fat. I'm just absolutely amazed. It is so wonderful. So amazingly, now mind you, I walk every day as I'm getting ready to go to the gym. I'm walking to the gym, walking back from the gym. The other day, I walked my first 6.5 mile walk in one time in the morning. It was amazing. It was so cool. I got tired about 5.5 miles, but I kept going anyway because I wanted to make it. I wanted to do it. And then the next day is when I went to get the DEXA scan. And the average that I walk is about 4.5 miles a day. When he looked at the muscles in my body, he looked at where the muscles were. I said, I bet my legs look great. And he said, actually, your legs need the most muscle growth. I said, you've got to be kidding. Feel my legs. I've got great muscles. He said, you need to do more weight training on your legs. Okay. So I've been doing them on my arms, doing bands on my legs, doing bands on my arms, doing the yoga stuff and things like that. Been doing as much as I possibly could in my house. Well, okay. So I joined the gym. I did. Started going to the gym a couple weeks ago, and I am working my legs. I love it. It's so much fun. I love being able to do that foot press. It feels so good. And I thought I was going to be really self conscious. I'm not at all. I'm not at all. It's 4:45 in the morning and I'm ready to go as soon as I'm done recording. I'm going to go to the gym. I'll probably start walking about 5, 5:15, somewhere around there, and be there for an hour and then walk back home as the sun is rising, which I absolutely love. It's really interesting when I go walking in the middle of the night. Well, for most people, it's the middle of the night. I usually start right around 5 and I go outside and I get to watch the moon do its cycle. I've watched the cycle for a year now. And I say, hello, moon, when it's a full moon, when it's fading, when it's fading, when it's fading, when it's fading, and then when it's a new moon. Every night as it's going across the sky, as it's getting smaller, I also look up, like right now we're in the new moon, and I look up and the stars, even though we're in a really light polluted area, the stars are so beautiful. So when you go for a walk in the middle of the night, take a look at your sky, look at it. And then on my way home, I get to watch the sun come up and it's so beautiful. That's the deal with my DEXA scan. I'm so happy. I couldn't be happier. I've lost 7% of my muscle. People say 25 to 40% of muscle is what you lose when you take these medications. I am proof positive that that ain't so. There we go. And again, I started at 405 and I am now 140. I weighed right before I got on here with you and weigh 140. And it is a freezing 44 degrees outside. Mind you, I'm in Orlando, so it's freezing to me. And it feels like temperature of 40. Woo, baby. I've got my little hat. I've got my hoodie. I've got a wonderful Disney jean jacket that I'm wearing as well. And I'm going to keep warm and I'm going to go for a walk. Why don't you walk with me? Thank you guys. Love you lots. And I will see you soon.